Have you ever thought a simple game could unlock something you'd never be able to put back? For a group of college freshmen, what started as an innocent slumber party turned into a night of terror they'll never forget. This is their story, and it'll make you think twice about what you're messing with. It was a crisp fall evening, and the cheerleading squad had just wrapped up a grueling practice for the upcoming game. Jenna, the team captain, had invited everyone to her parents' house for a slumber party while they were out of town. It was meant to be a night of fun, movies, snacks, gossip, and just unwinding from the stress of college life. Her parents' house was a sprawling suburban home, cozy and secluded, with enough space to fit the entire squad comfortably. By 9 p.m., the girls were sprawled across the living room, laughing and passing around bowls of popcorn. There was Jenna, the leader who everyone admired, Claire, her quirky best friend who never seemed to take anything seriously, Liz, the soft-spoken but sweet one, Taylor, the skeptic who rolled her eyes at everything spooky, and Monica, the wild card, who always pushed the group to try something new. It was Monica who suggested the idea. "Let's do something fun," she said, grinning mischievously as she pulled a dusty old Ouija board from her bag. "I found this in my grandma's attic. It'll be fun." Taylor groaned. "You can't be serious. That stuff is all fake. Why waste our time?" "What, scared?" Monica teased. "No," Taylor shot back. "I just think it's stupid." Jenna, always the peacekeeper, shrugged. "It's just a game. What's the harm?" And just like that, the board was placed on the coffee table. Monica set out the planchette and dimmed the lights, adding an eerie atmosphere to the room. The girls giggled nervously as they placed their fingers lightly on the small wooden piece. "Is anyone there?" Monica called out in a dramatic voice, stifling a laugh. The room was silent except for the faint hum of the refrigerator. Nothing happened. "See? Told you," Taylor muttered, but just as she spoke, the planchette moved, slowly, deliberately, to the word yes. The laughter stopped. The girls looked at each other, their faces pale. "Who did that?" Claire whispered. "Not me," Monica said, her grin faltering. "Swear." "Maybe it's just momentum or whatever," Jenna said, trying to sound rational but failing to hide the tremor in her voice. "Who are you?" Monica asked, ignoring the unease creeping into the room. The planchette moved again, this time spelling out a name, Evelyn. Claire gasped. "Evelyn? That's such an old name." Taylor rolled her eyes but kept her fingers on the planchette. "Okay, Evelyn, if you're real, prove it." Almost immediately, the lights flickered. The girls froze, their breath catching. "That could be the wiring," Jenna said, though her voice wavered. "It's an old house." "Ask her something else," Monica urged, her curiosity outweighing her fear. "Evelyn, what do you want?" The planchette moved quicker this time, almost as if it was eager to respond. "BLOOD." "What the hell?" Liz whispered, pulling her hands away. "This isn't funny." "Nobody's doing this," Monica said, her eyes wide. "I swear." Before anyone could say more, the room grew icy cold. Jenna's breath fogged in front of her, and the hairs on her arms stood on end. Then came the sound, a soft, raspy whisper that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere all at once. "Get out!" The girls screamed, jumping to their feet. The Ouija board flipped off the table, landing face down on the floor. The whispering grew louder, more insistent. "Get out, or die." Jenna grabbed the board and shoved it back into Monica's bag. "That's it. We're done with this stupid game." But it was too late. The front door slammed shut on its own, and a heavy, oppressive presence filled the room. The shadows seemed to stretch and twist, forming shapes that shouldn't have been there. A low growl echoed, sending chills down their spines. Out of the corner of her eye, Claire saw something move. She turned slowly and gasped. A figure was standing in the corner of the room. It was a woman, her face pale and sunken, her eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. She wore a tattered black dress that looked centuries old, and her bony fingers clutched a jagged knife. "Evelyn," Liz whispered, her voice trembling. The figure's head snapped toward them, and she let out an ear-piercing scream. The lights went out completely. Chaos erupted. The girls stumbled over each other in the dark, screaming and searching for an exit. Jenna found a flashlight and flicked it on, its weak beam barely cutting through the suffocating darkness. Evelyn was gone, but the room felt alive with her presence. "The back door!" Jenna yelled. They ran toward the kitchen, but as they reached the door, it slammed shut in their faces. The whispering returned, now louder and more malicious. You can't escape, Claire sobbed, clutching Jenna's arm. What do we do? We fight, Monica said, grabbing a kitchen knife. I'm not dying here. The flashlight flickered, and Evelyn appeared again, this time closer. Her smile was wicked, and her hollow eyes seemed to stare right into their souls. She raised her knife, and with a guttural growl, lunged at them. Jenna swung the flashlight, hitting Evelyn's arm. The ghostly figure shrieked and dissolved into mist, but the girls knew it wasn't over. They grabbed whatever they could find, knives, a rolling pin, even a broom, and prepared for her return. The night was a blur of terror and survival. Evelyn's attacks were relentless, her figure appearing and disappearing, her whispers turning into screams. The girls fought back as best as they could, but the entity seemed unstoppable. Just before dawn, the house grew silent. The oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the girls collapsed onto the floor, exhausted and terrified. The Ouija board was gone, along with Monica's bag. It was as if Evelyn had taken it back with her. They didn't speak as they left the house, the first rays of sunlight breaking through the trees. Each of them knew they'd never be the same. They'd survived the night, but the memory of Evelyn's glowing eyes and chilling whispers would haunt them forever. Some things are better left untouched, better left unknown. The girls learned that the hard way. And as they drove away, none of them noticed the faint outline of a figure watching them from the upstairs window, her glowing eyes burning through the glass. If you're brave enough to explore the unknown, think again. Some doors should never be opened. Subscribe for more stories that will keep you up at night.